Yo, what is up guys, it's me Eve again here playing Ethereum Restart. In today's video we're going to talk about Freya, Oblivion Flame, who is an incredible support in both PvE and PvP. And like you probably have seen if you played PvP in the Summit Arena or anything like that, you have seen that Freya is picked like almost every game, like literally almost every game. If you pick, for example, Lily first, your opponent is gonna pick Freya second. So that's how good she is. Like everyone is using her. So in terms of her skills, why is she so good? I think, in my opinion, the second skill that she provides is one of the best ones she has. This is the 60% defense buff. By just applying this, she buffs defense so much as well. She obviously does some good buffing as well here on the Dreamwave. But the most important stuff is 60% defense increase is crazy. In her AoE damage, she provides attack buff for you as well as the nightmare on the enemies. The nightmare, they are taking more damage. When attacked, heals the attacker by 12% of the damage they dealt. Increases the attack by 40% as well. This is like insane, as well as its AoE, so that's something interesting. Single damage, the same goes. Here she can apply the Dreamwave, she can also apply the Nightmare here as well. But this is what makes her so good in PvE, is this skill again. This is very important. Having a defense 60% increase is insane. With that one, I was able to finish Hell 4 with help of Freya. Obviously, I was using Sanya. I did a video on the Dot team if you want to check it out. But she was my one of my other units that I used in there, besides the Dot team, obviously. So she was incredibly helpful in that sense. So let's take a look at her modals, what do you want to use, what is the most interesting stuff that she likes, and all of that stuff. So in terms of modals, obviously she loves speed. She's a support, so she needs a lot of speed. So for PvE, as much speed as possible. Don't look at I'm switching up my stuff because I just got myself an okay-ish artisan that I'm switching for, so I'm gonna be putting Unbreakable here over anything, or we can just put this one, for example. I'm gonna be using Unbreakable here with a Swift Rush, and that's good. You can use whatever you need for like defense, HP, so Cure, Swift, Cure with Swift Rush, like Swift Rush plus Unbreakable, Swift Rush plus Brumble, Swift Rush plus, I don't know, even anything that makes her survive longer. But Swift Rush is very important. You definitely want to have a 12 speed Swift Rush here. You can also apply some other speed type matrices, just for the sake of having some more, like, you know, meter. But for the most part, that is not really needed. I think just Swift Rush should be good enough for you. Obviously, you can do this stuff. For example, Bulwark here also works. Advance, like for example, this with this Strive, advancing the meter with by that. Like the Time Weave is not the best one, but Swift Raid also works if you're like in the end game basically. Then Swift Raid is gonna be great for you for sure. But for the most part, she just needs speed as much as possible. Definitely, I'd try to make her faster than at least 200, maybe 20. If you're trying to do it in the Hell here, he's gonna be extremely fast, extremely. Like I'm with like 230, I think, or around here. I'm not being able to start first from some of the time. On Inferno especially, my speed is not enough right now, so I can't really finish that content. But try to make her as fast. Effect resist also really good if you're, because there's a lot of debuffers in the PvP. For example, in PvE doesn't really matter that much, but in PvP you definitely want to have as much effect resist as possible as well. Try to get it to a good amount, like at least higher than, I would say, 70 to 80% would be nice, because you want to have be able to resist a lot of Kaz right now. There is a lot of Krakens, also like a lot of meter players like Marvel and stuff like that. So because of that, effect resist is really important. Try to make it as much as possible so you have a chance to not get maybe stunned or something like that. That would be really, really good. So other than that, HP defense, obviously great stats. You want to have a little bit of like HP there. Attack doesn't matter. I'm just using this because I was re-putting some stuff up. But HP, not bad. Effect resist, effect accuracy doesn't need to be there, but if you want to like really play around with the nightmare, it doesn't like make the game changing moves, but you can put a little bit of the effect accuracy on there as well as a sap stats, obviously. But for the most part, HP and defense would be the best, just so she can survive as well much longer. The more she survives, the more value she gives, especially if you can proc this every few times. That would be really, really nice. So in terms of skill levels, you don't need to level up anything, like literally nothing to that you really need to level up, because most of the stuff is just boosting her infliction of the nightmare, and then it really doesn't matter. On the second one is just purely the chance of applying Dreamwave, also doesn't really matter. Maybe KD reduction would be nice, but for the most part you don't even need that. The damage multiplier, nothing important, nothing interesting for you to see. Also, like the dupes, you don't need any dupes on her as well. She's just good by herself because of that second skill that she does. So because of that, you don't need to have any investments in the skills. In terms of shells, I would recommend you either using Gigabyte or Artisan. Those are the best shells currently that you can use if you're not like in very end game. And in the end game, you could switch up to some other ones that I'm going to show you later. But Artisan, great because he gives shields. He gets defense up. That's a huge buff in terms of survivability. For the PvE, for PvP as well, it works perfectly. If you are more into, for example, having a turn meter up all the time, then you can use the Gigabyte for some really good turn meters buffs. So like owner increases owner's turn meter by 30%. That's huge. So you can try using this one. But I think Artisan works perfectly, making her stay alive longer. Sometimes I even win by just like, for example, where they kill my DPS, I kill their DPS on PvP, obviously, and we're staying on just purely supports versus supports, and I'm winning just by using the Artisan because I have the extra shields and he doesn't have it. So that's the best ones that you can use. Obviously, if you don't have Artisan or Gigabyte, you can use something like a Black Flag, also works fine. But again, Artisan and Gigabyte just much more better. In terms of alternatives that you can also be switching up to whenever you get to a much higher end, could be here. As you can see them, this is the like end game ones that you can see. This is the Codex of Magic and as well as the Lighthouse. Both of them are pretty interesting. So this is the KD reduction, and this one isn't healing whenever you get the greater damage than 25% of your HP. Also pretty good stuff, as well as I think they're going to be with 3 of those, with 3 special matrices on them. So you will be having a lot of value from those 2 as well. But again, Gigabyte and Artisan, for the time being, they're gonna carry you through the whole thing here. This is like a really good setup that you can do with her. In terms of her teams, again, if you want to use her, I don't use her in the Doki fight because I'm using a 2 support team. But in terms of just purely having her in the Terraformation, you can do something like this. So this is gonna be just a dot team with Freya, basically. That's what I'm using. Like this team got me to Inferno, basically. Unfortunately, I'm not able to finish Inferno because I'm very slow again. But whenever I'm gonna be much faster, I need to reroll a lot of the stats. I'm currently like switching up all of my. I'm trying to switch off everything for Artisan and Gigabyte right now on all of these units, and because of that, I'm like very low on stuff. But whenever I'm gonna be faster, this is gonna be my team to go. And you can also use something like this if you don't have Holden, for example. That's a more option for you with using Freya there, just to buffing her defense. But also there's other like good options that I could recommend you, is like, for example, Heinrith also works. Freya is still kind of good here, but unfortunately she kind of gets a little bit one-shotted. That's a little bit sad on that side. But again, as you can see, Heinrich also works here. But Freya works perfectly. In PvP, for sure, you want to have her in your formations. Especially if they, for example, pick Lily, you can pick Freya plus Mio or something like that. And then you're having a really, really good fight with them there. Let me open the formations though. Wait, I don't see him. Okay, here. So in terms of formations, she's good with anyone. She's perfect with Lily because again, Lily's very fast. She makes other units proc. Kazuo is really good with her as well. So if you are gonna buff, Kazuo is gonna be your kind of a debuffer in the PvP. So in terms of damage dealers, you can any damage dealer. She works with Daring, she works with Rosa, she works with Tiamat. Any of those damage dealers could work. She's really good like in everything. She's very diverse, and because of that, she's that good. Other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, as well as tell me what you think about Freya. Or did you get her? Maybe you're still looking to get her as well in the pools. She's incredible unit, really like her, been using her a lot. And other than that, I stream every day, so if you want to tune in for the streams, don't forget to subscribe, as well as you can join the Discord. I always post notifications beforehand for the streams there, so you will not miss anything, as well as you will not miss videos. As well as if you have any questions or you want to talk about Ethereum restart, you can do so in the Discord as well. And other than that, hopefully you have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.